It burned right through the cable. So I had this nice connector, it was all shorted. So it took me a while to figure out how to put coax connectors on, and generally what I do is I put a meter on one end or the other, and if it shorts, I stop. If it needs, take it all apart and redo it. But I haven't actually wrecked a connector like that, probably since I started putting coax connectors together. I don't know if anybody puts coax connectors together. They got the clip-on ones and everything else. I was the solder one. And that's what I did this afternoon. And the tree line looks good. You guys sound about the same. It's the vertical. And so I'm going to try and get it on the Breakfast Club tomorrow morning on 3838 and see if I can get my signal to come up on 80 meters. And I figure there was a 0 dB loss in this cable, whereas the RG8 said it was like an 8 dB loss. So that means I've increased the power to the antenna and the signal coming in. I hope. That's my logic. Maybe the antenna doesn't feel that way. KE7IR, this is WB9UHL. Go ahead.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Always good to hear from you, John, and thanks for being there week after week. All right, KK7WUJ, Craig, can't wait to hear your special tricks, KE7IR.
KK7WUJ. Boy, this one tonight has come up with something interesting with a real head scratcher. But, you know, I'm a former mechanic. I spent most of my years fixing broken cars and stuff. And here's something that I guess that most people don't know. If you have NTSB made it so you cannot ship a car with an automatic transmission out of park unless your foot is on the brake, which is the safe thing. I guess somebody ran over something. But here's the trick. If you have a dead battery and your car won't start, you can't move your car out of park. And now this will keep you guys up awake at night, but go look in the morning. If you have a shifter on the console of your car, you'll see this little, like, half-inch access piece of plastic with a little spot you can pry it up. And if you pry this up when your car is just starting to do whatever, you take your ignition key and you push the ignition key down with one hand, and it will defeat the shift and key interlock. So if you have a dead battery, you need to be pushed out of the road or something. This will make it so you can take and shift your car into neutral and push it to wherever you want to push it. And if you guys all go out and look at it, it's that little half-inch square right next to the gear shift knob. It has a little indent in it, and it's probably all covered in dust. But that's my art trick of the night. Back to you, KE7IR.
All right. Well, I will have to look, although my car does not have a key. I just have a push button, and the key fob has to be in the vehicle. So, but I'll look and see if I see it. That's an interesting thing to know. Thank you very much, Craig. I hope that helps somebody. All right, W7LJM, Linda, it is your turn. What do you got for us, KE7IR?
KE7IR, W7LJM. Well, I thought about this a lot, but I got a couple things. I have arthritis in my thumb. It's basal thumb, so whenever you make a pinching movement, it's really painful. And I had surgery on one hand, but I'm never going through that again. So I Googled it, and I learned how to tape it with physiotherapy tape, and it seems to work just really well, and I don't have to worry about impending surgery. And the other one was I walk both dogs in the morning at the same time, and I used to have one going one way and one going another way, so I got a coupler, which is just, it couples them together, and then I hook the leash on that, and it seems to work great. I can control them with one hand instead of two going off in different directions. So those are my two. Back to you, KE7IR. This is W7LJM.
right, W7LJM, KE7IR. I'm starting to lose you, Linda, so I did listen to you on the Northern Utah SDR and heard you pretty well there. Anyway, that coupler for the dogs sounds quite interesting, and I'm sure people who have dogs out there and try to walk more than one at a time will be interested in that for sure. Thank you for sharing. N2GG and K2JOY, it is your turn, KE7IR.
Hey, Patti, this is N2 Golf Golf with K2JOY, and you're getting it right now.
This is K2JOY. I kind of visualize what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it before using, and that helps me from writing down. And if I can't figure it out, I usually go to YouTube. And YouTube has helped. This is
Yeah, that's a good one. YouTube, they teach you all kinds of different ways of doing things. YouTube University. Anyway, I thought of a couple of things that somebody might like. We live on a fairly good sized piece of property here, and we have some grass, and the weeds grow up in the grass, and you want to figure out how to get rid of the weeds and unearth the grass. So I found out that if you use a claw hammer, particularly a framing type of claw hammer, and if you use it with the claw end, it just strikes the weed like a dandelion right at ground level with that claw hammer, and then you just pry it up like you're pulling out a nail. And they come up so easy. And so any weed that has some kind of like a clump of leaf around the base works perfect, and you can pull out a lot of weeds without any real hard physical effort. So anyway, I just keep a claw hammer, particularly a framing type claw hammer for that. Another little trick I find if because we have a fairly good sized lawn, I ended up getting a riding battery powered lawnmower, and aside from mowing the grass, it's really good for mulching leaves. So this time of year, you might find me out running around the yard like day before yesterday. You think I'm mowing the grass, but I'm really just mulching the leaves, and they just disintegrate into the grass and keep the grass. So it's a little pain management for the leaves. One other item is we travel a fair amount with an RV, and might park in some location. I know that you get a nice antenna out and about. I always travel with a fishing pole and about a half-ounce sinker, and I cast it up over the top of the tree, and then I tie another small line onto that and pull it back up over the tree, which I connect the wire to. So people wonder, how did you get the antenna up in that tree? Like they thought I climbed it or something, but just keep a fishing pole handy. Anyway, and there's a couple others, but I'll let others have a shot at it. Anyway, K0BGC, you might have some medical answer for us. That's AGG. Oh, yeah. Is it my turn, Patti?
Yes, indeed. Go, John.
Microwave safe paper towel and zap it for about 10 seconds in the microwave, and it'll loosen that up, and you won't tear off the masking tape like in little pieces that usually happens when the tape's been around for a while. That's number one. You want number two?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Generally, I used to teach at UCLA. Generally, if you want to learn something very well, you teach someone else how to do it. We had a rule that said, learn one, teach one, do one. And that's kind of the way it works. So if you want to learn something very well, teach someone else how to do it, because then for sure you have had to learn how to do it twice. Once for yourself and once for the fellow that you taught. Okay, got one more.
Go ahead.
If you deliver a baby, you got to be really careful and not follow what they tell you on TV. They say slap the baby and make it cry. No, don't do that. Pick it up with one hand, swing it around, hold it in your hand, and
and they're slippery when they first come out.
That's it. Thanks a lot. I'll be sifting around, see what else people got in case they're OVAC.
All right, John. I always like your comments because they tend to have a medical side to them. Thank you very much for those ideas, and I particularly will use the masking tape idea. All right. I want to acknowledge that Greg has joined us, N6NYX, and you are on the list. You'll be coming up shortly. And let's move over to Mark, W5MHG.
J7. Yeah, just a minute. Okay, I think I got it. W5MHG. Well, very good. John, I'd like to know if he's ever seen the series The Pit. Watching that on, I think it's HBO. It's very interesting, and they have a lot of people helping out with the crew on there from the medical field. Wondering his thoughts on that. Let's see. YouTube University, I guess that's where I learned a lot. And I've been just using Google Gemini. That's been very helpful. My wife is having an issue with a rotocup, and we've been getting a lot of things from YouTube and Google Gemini, so I've been checking that out. Patti, thanks so much. A lot of video views on the last recording up to YouTube, Ham Radio, and we're recording tonight, and we'll have it posted up for those that want to hear a recording of the net. W5MHG back to KE7IR. So, we'll stick around.
Well, thank you, Mark, and I did want to comment to you that I enjoyed being able to just listen to the last ladies' conversation group without having to do the net control activities. And it's interesting, sometimes I forget what I heard because I'm busy doing a lot of stuff at the same time. So thank you, and I will enjoy listening to this one as well. Maybe some of these ideas that I've tried to jot down, I will get better when I listen to the recording. All right, let's send it over to Greg, N6NYX, and see what his tricks are. KE7IR.
Yeah, thanks, Patti. KE7IR. This is November 6th, November Yankee X-ray with Renee.
Hello, Patti.
In the background there. And I have a trick that came to me from the Dale Carnegie course, where you have to memorize the scheme that you're going to use to memorize things. And it's like this. 1, run. 2, shoe. 3, tree. 4, door. 5, hike. Let me give you an example. The rain in Spain lies mainly on the plain. Now, if I read that in a news article and I want to get it right, think of rain running, and of course, the Spain is now in tennis shoes, okay? And it's also running with the rain. And the plane is on top of the tree, not the other way around. So you memorize these things in pictures with this silly little thing, and you can do 20 in a row. You can memorize an entire news article and get up and recite that to a group. As far as the question on moving the day of the net, it doesn't matter to me. We get up every night, and I follow you guys from the Do Nothing Net, which starts about 4 on this same frequency here. So if you guys want to get up a little earlier and not wait for Wednesday or Tuesday, as the case may be, come join us on the Do Nothing Net 7213 in the afternoons about 4:38:15, about 6 a.m. Pacific time. Yeah, that's an everyday thing. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. KE7IR, N6NYX. Thanks for having me and Renee here again.
Busy around the house. Renee, do you have any tricks to tell us about?
Was that a question for me?
That was a question for Renee.
Just her phone. Yeah, she's on that a lot. Thank you.
Okay, her phone. So probably something like the other two comments regarding YouTube and Google Gemini and other things such as that. I recently used ChatGPT to put in a report that I had received on a test that was done, and the medical jargon was beyond my vocabulary, and it was very helpful in summarizing, the high points. I'm sure there were things that I missed and it missed, but it helped me to figure out what they were trying to tell me in this report. Anyway, let's see. Is there anyone else out there who would like to join the ladies' conversation group? We'll all listen now.
I got one more if I can have it, Patti.
Well, sure. Go ahead.
My father passed away today, 1:05 p.m., 88 years. He was a great guy and married to only one wife, Phyllis, whose former call sign was N6URB, a general class that passed 13 words a minute. So now that she doesn't have so much to do without Dad around, if I bring her up here, make sure we know who she is, and she'll probably get her license again. So I think that would be vibrant for her as 88 to get back into the hobby and come join the ladies' conversation group. What do you think? N6NYX.
N6NYX, this is KE7IR. Well, I think that is wonderful that Renee may possibly, or not Renee, Phyllis may possibly join us. 88 years young, that's wonderful. And I'm so sorry to hear about your loss and her loss. I know what that is. And so I'll look forward to that. Fingers crossed. Hope I'll hear her very soon. Thank you for sharing that with us, Greg.
Thank you. Yeah, the closure is good for now. When he gets full military burial honors, it'll be ugly cries all around. I've never been able to hold it together at one of those. Anyway, looking forward to some good times on the radio. KE7IR, N6NYX, back to Ned.
Well, I'll tell you, radio has been very helpful to me in that very self-same process of dealing with an empty house. So I certainly hope that that will be the case for your mom as well. All right, one more time, is there anybody else out there that would like to join the group before we go back to the top of the list for the subject of your choice, plus a comment, if you will, on whether Tuesday works for you or not, and if not, what day does work. A couple of our very important people are having difficulty with Wednesday, so we're looking for a day of the week to move to. So still under discussion. Let's see, anyone else out there that wants to join us before we start at the top of the list?
WA5SOX, in Bandwagon.
All right, hello there. How you doing, WA5SOX? Good to hear you, Dana.
It's been a very, very windy day. It's been very windy, and quite a bit of snow. Well, not a lot of snow. It all came down sideways, so I don't know how much snow there was.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter as long as you're warm and safe inside.
And keeping a close eye on the internet.
Good thinking. We've had a lot of wind here, and I've been watching them and kind of figuring out which way the wind's coming from and trying to move them so that they're kind of with it instead of trying to fight against it. And so far, so good. Did you have any tricks to share with us tonight? I don't know if you saw the email.
Yeah, I've been trying to think of those tricks. As far as, I don't know, just weird things like years ago I started saving the lint out of the dryer to just saving it it helps it serves as tinder to start cookouts, for cooking out, building a fire. And then just little odds and ends, like trying to teach everybody that everything in the house has a home, from the flashlight to your keys and things of that nature. Because I think we spend a great deal of our lives looking for things that we've misplaced. Over.
Oh my goodness, that's a subject we could go on for a while with, but you're right, and you tell yourselves you did a wrong thing when you don't remember to do that. All right, thanks for sharing with us, Dana. I've got a Dana and a Dana and a Deanna, so I've got to be careful which D name I'm saying. Nice to hear you again tonight, Dana. Okay, well, I have not heard anyone else, but we'll give one more call out for anyone who wants to jump in before we go back to the top of the list. Anybody out there wants to join us?
Kilo Golf 4, Mike India Zulu.
Okay, I missed the first part, but I got Mike India Zulu. Can you come back with your call?
Yes, ma'am. This is Kilo Golf 4, King George 4, Mike India Zulu, and the name is Kevin, Kilo Echo Victor Echo Nora.
All right, I've got a little bit of a light copy on you. I'm going to ask if there's anyone out there that can relay.
Relay.
All right, we'll just struggle along then. Kilo Golf 4, Mike India Zulu. I think you said Kevin. Is that correct?
QSL. That is correct. And I'm located, my location is Tennessee. I'm in Smith County, Tennessee. And my weather conditions right now, we've got 61 degrees right now. And if you look at our numbers, well, it was 61, I think. Well, I don't know. I think that's probably wrong. I might be reading that wrong. But we've had a pretty day. It was a wonderful day today. Keep you tied up, so I'll just pass it back to you and say good evening to you, ma'am. Yes, and God bless you. This is Kilo Golf 4, Mike India Zulu, back to net.
All right, Kevin. Well, I started listening to you on the Northern Utah SDR. I heard you a little bit better there. Thanks for joining us. We get together here most every Wednesday. We're talking about changing that day, but currently Wednesday at 0200 Zulu, somewhere around this area, whatever we can find in a free frequency. We call ourselves the Ladies Conversation Group, and we just have light conversation that anyone might enjoy participating in, and we invite everybody who comes, if they have a lady in the house who's willing, to please have her join us as well. We're interested in having more ladies on the air. So thanks for being there, Kevin, and join us anytime you like. Should you want to be part of the group and receive the reminder email that goes out on Wednesday mornings, send me an email. You'll find my email address on QRZ. My call is Kilo Echo 7 India Romeo. And if you ask to be put on the list, you will be put on the list. So that's just an invitation should you want it. All right, I think we are ready to go back to the top of the list for the subject of your choice. Just a reminder to everyone, if you have a comment to make regarding the proposed day change, day of the week change, please comment. We're trying to decide what would be best for the majority of the people. So, over to Billy, W5GHU. This is KE7IR.
Okay, KE7IR. This is W5GHU. I'm going to have to turn off the SDR because I can't manage to talk with it. Must have done something to it. Let's see here. Tuesday is okay, or any day of the week except Monday is okay. My other comment is I'm working on trying to get in 140 minutes a week of exercise, and with this wind we've had, Patti, I've made a pathway in the house so I can walk 20 minutes a day. So 20 minutes a day times 7 is 140 minutes. That's what I'm working on. KE7IR, W5GHU.
All right, well, very good, getting some additional exercise, and I'm trying to do a few things like that as well. So you'll be my inspiration. One other thing, Billy, you were mentioning that you have a short list of some of the people who are here. I have a fairly long list. I am going to email that to you, and I will try to send that list to you anytime I update it so that you have a more complete list to work from. Since you're very helpful in finding us a frequency and getting started here. All right, let's go over to John, WB9UHL, for the subject of your choice, John, KE7IR.
It tells me what's wrong. So I'm just connecting and seeing all the two new cars that are trying to do the same thing. And the cars that cost me a load also, they don't have a completely automated house. I don't know.
Okay, John. Well, sometimes you get more information than you wanted, but good luck on the leaks. All right, let's go over to Craig for the subject of his choice, KK7WUJ. Your turn.
Thank you, WWUJ. As far as KKGs on the net, I'll have to ask my boss if I can get off a little bit early on Tuesday to make the net. Oh, that's great. I'm retired, so yeah, anytime you guys want to have a net, that's great. As far as anything to say, I guess all I can say is today is my female chocolate lab 9th birthday. Her name is Daphne, and she's lounging on my couch watching some sort of YouTube video. So with that, I'll pass it on to Linda. This is KK7WUJ.
Linda, were you able to hear that? W7LJM, your turn. I'm not hearing Linda. W7LJM, are you out there? KE7IR?
KE7IR, W7LJM. Yeah, it's getting pretty noisy here. Tuesdays are fine with me, and so I vote for whatever. I'm pretty much open. Other than that, not too much going on here. I've got a list of things to get done in the next month and a half, and I'm trying to work on those. So back to KE7IR. This is W7LJM, and everybody have a wonderful week.
Well, thank you very much, Linda, and I was able to hear you on the Northern Utah SDR, so that's working okay. We've lost it between you and I because we're too close. I just want to acknowledge that we have someone who's joined us on NetLogger, KF0EAO. I put you on the list, and we will get to you in just a couple minutes. But you're on the list, and I'll call you in a minute. All right, let's go over to Gil, N2GG, and K2JOY for the subject of their choice.
Sugar yet. And we'll get the sugar. Come into our house.
anything, we would lose those people. And I personally, I think Sunday would be good. Where are we going on Sunday? It's back to me, but we are flexible Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. So with that, let me see if John has any thoughts on that. Charlie in Hunger.
ES2CT K0VAC, very good there. Gil, that's who it is. Great. A couple of things. First of all, I have two other nets that start at 8 o'clock on Tuesday night. Air Force Flyers Club at 8 o'clock and Military Radio Group on upper sideband on 40 meters. It also starts at 8 o'clock. But not to worry. I have a flex radio here, and I can do 4 pin adapters at the same time. So if you don't mind me chopping and changing from one to another, or having a little delay between responding while I'm in the middle of the other nets, I probably could do 3 nets at once. I've been known to do more than one thing at a time in the operating room, so I should probably be able to handle 2 nets or 3 nets at the same time. And I got one more thing for you, okay?
Sure, go ahead. And how about Sunday? Make a comment on that.
Sunday's fine, no problem. It's in the evening.
Okay, go ahead with your other idea.
If you don't have any plastic surgery experience and you don't want any plastic surgery experience, then you don't have to listen to me right now. But if a guy comes in with a severed finger, and that happens often when they've got a workshop that has old tools in it, and they, for some reason, did not bring the finger back with them, so you can't go to the great heroic attempt at putting the finger back on. When you close the wound, you've got to cut some of the stump of the finger away and close it back up rather than just trying to primary close it where the finger is missing. And the reason for that is the patient will not think of you fondly if he has to carry around a potato sack with dog ears on his hand for the rest of his life. Go ahead.
John, I wish I could say I got all of that, but I didn't. Maybe you can write it in the AIM window.
Okay.
I hope I'm not the only one. I got it about the finger being removed and the stump having to be removed, but I didn't get the reason why the patient wouldn't like it.
The reason they won't like it is because if you primarily stitch it shut without leaving room on the sides, they're going to have little dog ears on the end of their finger, and they'll catch on everything every time they try to eat.
Oh, okay. All right, I get it.
And that's the truth. K0VAC. We'll see you.
You know, John, I think I might have told you my sister is a doctor. She's an OBGYN, mostly doing the GYN stuff now. And she loves surgery. And she was a wonderful seamstress. She could make wedding dresses and beautiful velvet capes and just wonderful stuff. And I'm quite certain that's why she's such a good surgeon. Sure, go ahead.
Ask her if she can wallpaper the front hallway of her house through the letterbox door on the front door. Go ahead.
Definitely she can.
That's what they always said you had to be able to do to be an OBGYN.
There's a joke about that, but I won't take up the time to tell it. Anyway, thanks, John. Always good to have you here. Let's go on over to Mark, W5MHG, for the subject of your choice, Mark.
Okay, W5MHG. Well, first of all, we're holding hands on the ants. We had the same issue with the ants over here, and I think we've won the battle, not the war, but the vinegar and all of that, Raid, and the gooey stuff you put down has all helped. My condolences to the station that had the loss in the family there. We're holding hands there. And day of the week. I'm busy on Tuesday, but we'll make it any day. And Sunday seems to be pretty good there as well. So we'll have this recording up on YouTube, Y Ham Radio with a Y, Ham Radio. Please like and subscribe. Gracie gets a treat if you do. Thanks so much. We'll stick around for the 73. Back to you, Patti.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. I will look for that, and when I find it, I'll copy the link and send it out to those who are on my email list, because I think probably more than just me enjoys listening to it from a different viewpoint. All right, over to Greg and Renee and 6NYX. It is your turn for the subject of your choice. Whoops, maybe I lost Greg. Are you there, Greg? N6NYX? All right, maybe he and Renee had to go off and do something else. WA5SOX, Dana. Very interesting. Thanks for sharing that. And it does bring up the importance of, sometimes we just have fun on the radio, but sometimes it's really important. So thanks for telling us about that, Dana. All right, KF0EAO. Sorry you had to wait so long. Are you still out there? All right. I guess he has moved on. That happens sometimes. But anyway, we are at the bottom of the list. We've gone about almost 45 minutes here. I will stick around for a little while in case there's questions or comments or just somebody wants to chat a little bit. But I will call the net officially closed since we got through 2 rounds. I should probably ask if there's anybody out there that wanted to quickly join in. We'll all listen now. Okay, I almost got it. I got Alpha Charlie, and I think it might have been 0 Victor. All right, very good, Michael. Well, thanks for joining us. Thanks for saying hello. Sorry we didn't pick you up a little bit sooner. But we do this once a week. Currently, we're doing it on Wednesdays. We start at 0200 Zulu, which for me is 7 o'clock. I'm not sure in Colorado. Maybe an hour later for you. And you're welcome to join us. If you would like to be put on the reminder email that goes out in the morning of the day we're going to meet, you can contact me through QRZ. My email address there is correct. If you ask me to put you on the list, I will do so. But yeah, it's a fun net, and we enjoy just chatting and getting to know each other better and having a good time once a week. So thanks for joining us, Michael. Thank you, Michael. I will look on QRZ. If your email address there is good, I will add you to the list. And if not, you can always send me an email with what you would prefer I use as your email. So either way, but I will look and put you on the list since you've asked for it. For everybody else, thank you so much for joining us. The net is only fun because you're here, and I thank you for taking the time and being here. I'll talk to you again next week. This is KE7IR, and this frequency goes back to regular amateur use. Thanks.